a very good segue to the next lady who's just joined us, Pauline Okubasu, who is the president of OWIT Kenya, an amazing woman, let me just say that, and the work she's doing. And the reason I say that is exactly what Madeline has said. So Pauline, just to give a little bit of background. So Pauline, you are a marketer. You are a CEO of your own food company, right? But above all, you're the president of the Organization of Women International Trade. So you're in different spaces, right? A professional, an entrepreneur, a leader. And this has put you in places where you can actually influence policy, right? Could you tell us more around the work you're doing and why you think the empowerment of women is very important for us to be able to transform African nations? You've done it practically, right? So can you continue to share with us your thoughts about how you've done it and why more women need to be on the decision-making tables when it comes to women in trade? Welcome, Pauline. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne, and you're doing an amazing job too, and bringing us all here together, like-minded women, women from different ecosystems. It's really critical because just like Madeline has said, we are the experts. We are the ones being in the marketplace. You're the expert, you're the one who can dictate what you want to see. But being one person alone, one voice cannot be heard. And that's why we really want to encourage more women to come in together, join an association, join different groups where you are at, join different conversations, just like we're doing right now. Amplifying the voices of women across Africa is how we will make the AFTA protocol of women and youth in trade work for our own development. Bringing in, if you talk about bringing in the public sector, bringing in the government, they may not really understand. As one speaker really mentioned about research, going down to the woman, going down to the grassroots to really find out what is ailing them, how can we bring them up to speed to be able to understand what development, what trade really means. Well, for me, who has been employed before, grown up the corporate ladder, and thereafter decided to take the leap of faith and start my own business. I really went through a lot of struggles, and I wished that I had somebody to walk by me, and that's why mentorship really is important. And just being around these experts, the women in the marketplace, that's the best place you can get coaching. That's the best place you can get mentorship, and that is what I did when I joined OWIT. I was at a point where I wanted to give up and go back to employment, but the women, their hand held me. They told me, no, you cannot give up. It's at that point that you want to give up that when the doors just open. And that's what I did. I got 3 women who I would talk to when I'm going through the compliance issues. You know, as a business person, you take 1 step, or you can even take 2 steps forward, and you're taking 10 steps backwards, because there's no really one place where you can go in and get all the information that you need. And also the confidence level, I mean, just goes down. Every time you're trying to take 1 step and you're taken back, you get demotivated. You feel like giving up, and your confidence level goes up. You feel that you actually cannot do it. You're not capable of doing it. And that's why I'm really passionate about women economic development, because it's there that we can bring in more leaders. We can bring in the micro SME, or even somebody who is just in ideology, to bring them into that space, because I have walked through that space. I'm able to handhold somebody. It was, I can give you an example. In June, there's a lady who joined one of our webinars on agriculture and AGOA. And she later on followed up with me, and she told me she has this big farm and she doesn't know what to do with it. I took her through the steps. Right now, there's a testimony that she has very well packaged products, which are now kept certified. They were certified last week. And she's now looking to take them into the market. So it's just walking the journey, leaving no woman behind, because that is what we exactly do at OWIT. We say we are not leaving any woman behind. And it's been discussed that the Nairobi woman knows too much, or the city woman has been exposed to so much information. How about we move deeper into the grassroots so that we bring more women on board? So that's what currently OWIT is working into moving to different regions in Kenya. I source my products from the grassroots woman, from the farmer, the smallholder farmer in the farm. How do I show her that by her doing good agricultural practices would also lead her to benefit from the trade that I am doing, from the export trade that I am doing? She also benefits, her community benefits. She's able to feed her family. She'll also become a leader, because that's what we are trying to grow. We're trying to grow leaders in OWIT, and she will become a leader. I know there's so much about that is going on and many challenges that are going on in the grassroots, but if we can go deeper in there and handhold them, talk to the county governments in that area, change the policy to be able to be more friendly to that woman that is on that other side, so that we can make trading much easier within our own countries, our own counties in Kenya, and also in the continent. Then we will say that there is development. And that's what you want to see. So in OWIT, we're very keen in looking at 4 objectives, one of them being market access. The other one is capacity building, access to finance, and mentorship. Those are the 4 areas that we focus on in OWIT. Thank you.
If you became the Minister of Trade, so I'm specifically not saying the Minister of Women, if you became the Minister of Trade, what would be the gender/women policy that you would put in place in your first 100 days? Because you are now the recipients of policy that you are having to work around, you are having to work with, you are having to navigate, you are having to deal with. And I don't need to know you physically to know that there are days where we all shake our heads, whether it's Kenya, whether it is South Africa, whether it is Morocco, it doesn't matter where in the world, not just Africa, where in the world we are. There are lots of things that we have to deal with from a policy perspective that sometimes we wish we could change. So if you were the Minister of Trade, if you became the Minister of Trade tomorrow, what policy or what type of thing would you put in place? I see you've now got a hustlers fund from a couple of hours ago. What would you put in place to be able to say, this is what I would do, because I absolutely believe that this is what we need to change the dynamics from a trade and industry perspective, but specifically in order to fast track and accelerate women empowerment within the constraints of what we do. And it doesn't matter where we are or what level we are at or what level it's pitched at. But yeah, what would it be? Pauline, can I come to you first?
Yes, sure. Thanks, Yavi. So if I became the Minister of Trade, amen to that one day. And what 2 of the things I would do is I would ensure that, because one thing I realized that investing in a woman is not just the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do. And then the gender equality, the gap is so wide. So I would ensure that there are more women placed in different positions. If it's a 50-50 share, I would ensure that that is put. Sensitization would be cut across all sectors, especially the government sectors, the regulatory bodies that frustrate so many women. I would ensure, or not even just women, even many businesses. We know that the micro SMEs are really suffering. They're the ones that that employ about 80% of the labor. So those are the people I would focus on. And I'm really glad that the current government has actually seen that. Maybe that's where the Hustler Fund will open up the economy, just emphasizing and growing that bottom level, bottom of the pyramid sector is what would then scale up and change the different the different policies that have been put in place and be able to understand. It's going deep down to the micro SME to be able to understand what the challenges that they are going through and putting in policies in place. If it's one of the things I would actually do for them is even giving them a period of time, if it's 3 years, where they are not paying tax, so that they can see their businesses grow. That is quite critical. And then keep hand holding them, see how the bigger brothers and sisters, the bigger industries are doing it, and sitting down. I'm really keen on mentorship, where a bigger brother holds the smaller sister that is just beginning business, and collaborating with them. It's all about collaboration. It's not competition anymore. And COVID has taught us that we need to collaborate. Yeah. So those are the key areas I would look at, and also bringing in the continental leaders, leaders in the different continents, having meetings with them, streamlining the trade challenges. We've heard about removing of the tariffs, the non-tariff barriers. Those need to be removed because they need to give us timelines. When are they doing it? Because it needs to be done like as soon as yesterday for us to be able to trade with one another. Yeah, that's what I would do in that short time.
Thank you, Pauline. You sound like you have a plan, so hopefully you become minister shortly.